Welcome to Daily Buzz News. Today is Friday the 7th of November, 2025, and here's what's making headlines in Cape Town and Joburg. Winde pitches trillion-rand vision at investment summit in Cape Town. 19 tortoises slaughtered at Table Bay Nature Reserve. Teenagers in Macassar caught with replica guns converted to fire live rounds. BigManKG turns a petrol attendance day into a Cape Town adventure. Premier Alan Winde opened the inaugural Western Cape Investment Summit with a bold message to investors. Where investment flows, growth follows. He lined the province's long-term growth for jobs planned to build a 1 trillion rand economy by 2035, tripling exports to 450 billion rand and raising private sector investment to 20% of GDP. Winde said the Western Cape's strength lies in good governance and reliable infrastructure with 3 ports, 30,000 kilometers of roads, and Africa's top-rated airport. Over the last decade, the province outperformed other regions, creating 360,000 of the country's 400,000 new jobs. He highlighted 8 growth sectors driving this trajectory: renewable energy, advanced manufacturing, agris, tourism, property, creative industries, technology, and logistics. The 47 billion rand Salonha Green Hydrogen Project, the Cape Wellens Airport, and the expansion at Atlantis and Freeport Salana were cited as examples of investment already translating into jobs. The Premier noted that 70% of South Africa's renewable manufacturing happens here, with photovoltaic exports to Africa surging 5-fold since 2022. In closing, Winde said, the province's competitive edge lies not just in policy, but in partnership. We have built a culture of collaboration between government, business, and labor. He said that's what attracts investors who want stability, delivery, and results. He called the summit a new chapter in our shared story of resilience, innovation, and growth. Cape Town conservationists have been left shocked after the brutal slaughter of 19 Angulate tortoises at the Table Bay Nature Reserve. The remains of the animals were discovered along a footpath near the Environmental Education Center on Saturday, with only empty shells left behind. Officials from the city of Cape Town believe the tortoises were shucked and harvested for their meat or for traditional purposes. Police are searching for 2 men who entered the reserve earlier that day under the guise of fishing. Deputy Mayor Eddie Andrews described the attack as a serious case of animal cruelty and a violation of environmental protection laws. He said these beautiful creatures were brutally killed, their shells broken open and discarded. Photographs and video footage of the suspect's vehicle have been handed to police, Cape Nature, and the SPCA for investigation. Wildlife experts say this is not an isolated incident and warn that tortoises are increasingly targeted as part of South Africa's illegal reptile trade, which supplies both local and international buyers. According to Cape Nature spokesperson Luke Fulb, tortoises are sought after for the pet trade, traditional medicine, and even bushmeat, a worrying new trend in the Western Cape. The SPCA confirmed it is assisting with the investigation and has offered a 5,000 rand reward for information leading to a conviction. SPCA spokesperson Belinda Abraham said 4:16 this case reflects a wider issue of cruelty and exploitation of wildlife in the Western Cape. Many of these crimes go unreported because they happen in remote areas with few witnesses. Despite Cape Town's world-class conservation 4:31 record, city reserves face rising threats from illegal harvesting, pollution, and unauthorized access. Conservation bodies are now urging authorities to deploy smart surveillance systems and strengthen enforcement partnerships to protect biodiversity across the Metro's protected zones. The Cape Town Metro Police have issued a warning after 2 teenagers in Macassar were arrested with imitation firearms that had been modified to fire live ammunition. Officers responded to a school alert earlier this week and discovered a 17-year-old learner with a fake handgun and 30 live rounds. A second search led police to another suspect home, where they recovered a second imitation firearm and additional ammunition. Metro Police spokesperson Ruth Solomons said both replicas had been altered to discharge real bullets, adding that such conversions are becoming increasingly common among criminals. These imitation weapons are cheap to obtain and easy to modify, often ending up in gang-related crimes across the metro. Since April, officers have confiscated more than 1,500 illegal firearms and 39,000 rounds of ammunition in ongoing anti-gang operations. Parents and teachers are urged to report any imitation weapons immediately. Solomon's warned that tampering with replica guns is not only illegal, but extremely dangerous, as homemade conversions can explode or misfire. The case remains under investigation while ballistic tests are completed. A petrol attendant's ordinary workday turned unforgettable thanks to BigManKG, the South African content creator known for his spontaneous acts of kindness. He approached the attendant with a choice: take 5,000 rand in cash or accept a mystery adventure. The attendant chose the adventure and soon boarded his first flight to Cape Town, kicking off a weekend full of surprises. The trip included luxury accommodation, a private chef dinner, scenic drives along the Atlantic seaboard, and visits to city landmarks from Table Mountain to Muizenberg. The highlight came when he went skydiving, another first that left him in joyful disbelief. BigManKG said the experience was about restoring hope and showing that good news still exists. His videos, viewed by millions, celebrate everyday people and remind audiences that kindness still has the power to lift lives. The message is simple: when opportunity knocks, say yes to the adventure. Thanks for watching.